Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
It's usually quite nice coming into work and, seeing everyone doing your morning hellos, and get a coffee, whatever. However, today is a sad day for that. And, it's not as fun because everyone is giving all of the Optus people shit. And we are Optus people.
That's it. We want to we want to know why Optus is shit.
Well, pretty much, 10 million people don't have access to their cellular data. We're on SOS, and we've come in, we've told everyone that we are a part of that group of people, and, we've been slandered for it by all these Telstra people up in the office, Vodafones.
This is the thing. When you are with Telstra, you like to brag that you're with Telstra, okay? Because you come in, that's the brand that's meant to be hoity-toity, hello, look at me, I'm with Telstra.
You're meant to get service everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm a staunch Optus gal. I've always been with Optus, and I quite enjoy it. Even though today, yes, SOS only, and yes, I know there was a hacking issue, but I am brave to say that I actually re-signed with Optus after the hacking issue because I thought, hey, if you want to hack me, gosh, you've got nothing going for you.
You know what? I've got a fair plan. I've got a good amount of data. I get free Spotify.
It's fine.
There's good things with Optus. Optus is great. I get Fetch TV.
Yeah, okay.
So good. You get, a variety of different channels and movies and TV shows. It's like another Netflix.
That's why I'm opening up the phone lines here. Unfortunately, this does exclude the Optus customers. That is why we are here to defend Optus. If you are with another service, and you can call up right now, we got John on the line first. John, mate, who's your provider?
Vodafone, brother.
Vodafone.
Right. What's the...
Hang on. Before you ask him this question, Vodafone has notoriously had issues with giant bills coming back at you because they don't cap the usage.
Hey, listen to this. Yeah. So they got the $5 roaming for when you're overseas.
Yep.
And it's only supposed to last for like 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, it's only supposed to last, so like when you're overseas,
Yeah.
you can use the $5 roaming for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I used it for 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, bro.
So you're a con
You
artist.
told me, no, man, I'm good. I'm from Darren Park.
Wait, so $5 a day for that long?
Yeah, so you just held on to it. Right.
Yeah. Well, it was on contract anyway.
But, I mean, that's pretty good for you, but it's a fault on the company. I mean, they made a boo-boo there.
They made a boo-boo with you guys as well. You don't have reception.
Fair.
Good on you, John. All I have to say, though, is I moved from Vodafone to Optus. There's no way I'm going back. We're going to Julia in Marriotteville. Julia, who are you with?
Audi Mobile.
Oh,
Audi
What's
Mobile.
the go with that?
I've never heard of it.
What are the perks for that one?
$99 a year, unlimited, and with some data usage.
Right.
Some
data usage. Yeah,
Well, yeah, you can top it up. I spend about $15 on data a year, and I hit Netflix hard on my phone. So
I'm
really...
sus as.
And is this like Audi to do with
it's
the...
amazing. It's real.
Is this to do with the supermarket Audi?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, every now and then they release some mobile phone plans, and you have to get it when it's available. And if you get it, you can get a $99 a year deal and keep extending it. So I think 3 years I've had it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sounds too good to be true, to be
Yeah, I'm
honest.
not fully convinced just yet, Julia.
That's what we'll do.
It's so real.
If something sounds so good, as Optus users, if something sounds so good, we're going to just disbelieve. We'll be like, no, that's myth. That doesn't exist.
The girl who answered my phone call, it's real. She said
I don't know. I think you're on another
We've
plan.
all gaslit Julia this morning. Sorry, Julia.
Thanks, Julia.
can't be
Thanks for
right.
getting involved. Hey, we're going to go to Julie now in Prospect. Julie, who's your provider?
oh, same. Audi.
Howdy.
Oh, okay.
Howdy.
All right.
No.
Have you got anything?
Everybody else.
Anything more you can convince us with that Julia couldn't, Julie?
Oh, look, this morning was a sham. I'm trying to ring my boss to ask how much milk we need. Couldn't get through. He's on Optus. So, I'm going, why isn't he answering the phone? And we need milk for the office. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just get whatever.
Well, Julie, I mean,
there you go.
You've just saved yourself a trip, though, because he's with Optus. Is that not a good thing?
No. Well, I just had to make the executive decision of what kind of milk we get.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
important for us.
Yeah.
And then Optus let us down. Audi all the way.
Yeah, okay.
Audi will
There
save
you
your
go.
milk.
Julie and Julia, both with the Audi Mobile. All right, let's go to Louise in Flinders Park. Louise, let's wrap things up here. Who's your provider?
Hi guys, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks. Could be better.
I am with Optus, so I'm calling on my work line. We're with Telstra.
Okay.
And I've been with Optus for 15 years, and just the thought that I need to, change providers, go through all that hassle all over again. Like, my family have my number. I'm just too committed to staying with Optus now. It's just loyalty.
I completely agree. I mean, last year I had to change my phone number, and it was after the hacking as well. And yet I still stayed with Optus. Am I silly for it? I don't know.
What's a slight hacking? And after one hacking,
Slight hacking.
they're reinforced. After one hacking, they're going to come back even stronger. So we've got an even stronger brand that we're with right now.
So, Louise, even though you're calling from your Telstra work phone right now, you still are saying Optus is better?
100%. Absolutely. Wouldn't change it. Keep it how it is. Just keep it simple.
Hey, couldn't
That's
agree
what we were
more.
looking for, Louise. You've just got yourself a ticket to Lesbian Love Story for a table of 4 to Feast Festival.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
First rule of the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast is you don't talk about the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. The second rule of the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast is you don't talk about the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
Last night I got a notification on the TikTok. My good friend here, Callum Leaney, had sent me a few videos. And I had a look into my messages and I open up the first one and this sound starts playing. And I look down at the hashtags and it says hashtag horror talk, hashtag horror TikTok. And I thought, nah, I'm about to go to bed. This is not it.
Yeah, so it's like a kind of niche category I've stumbled across on TikTok, which I didn't realize was there, but, I guess TikTok has, your comedy videos, your science ones, everything like that, but there is a different category of just horror stuff that people do, and it's getting a bit popular, just people doing almost like little skits, but horror ones with jump scares and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this before, but like I said, as soon as I heard that static sound, I thought, this is not for me. I'm about to go to sleep. And I sort of clicked out of it, but then I messaged Callum back.
Yeah, well, you messaged me and you said, I'm about to go to sleep. Will these scare me? Haha. I'm already asleep, snoozing. These haven't fazed me too much at all.
You're out like a baby.
Yeah, it's really funny, when you show someone a horror thing, but you're not phased at all, but they'll probably get scared, so you can sit back and relax. and it's going to affect their night, but not yours. And then
Did it affect your night?
Well, then
the next message, she says, I started the first one and I got scared, and then there's a pause for quite a few more minutes. And then obviously curiosity killed the cat, because then Davo says, nah, I just watched that second one, which I hadn't. So you've gone through all of them eventually that I've sent you.
Yeah.
You fell for the trap.
let me tell you, I was rattled, my friend. It was a real jump scare, like horror movie skit. He sent this to me. I've watched it right before bed. I'm laying there, eyes open. I thought, nah, just go to sleep. Got up for the bathroom 2 hours later. Let me tell you, I was so scared, boys.
Yeah. Okay, so I've just watched these. Callum's just showed me his TikToks.
Yeah.
These horror TikToks.
I know what you're going to say, and I reckon it's going to annoy Davo.
Yeah, I can feel it as well. I already know.
I think you're acting like a big pussycat. They're not that scary at all.
Mate,
In fact, these were like C-grade horror movie
The fact that Tom was
things.
sitting there having his coffee, he's like, But I was
it's
showing
a
him the
different
videos.
atmosphere.
Yeah, I
You're
agree.
in bed alone at your house by yourself. All the lights are off. It's spooky.
We are in
Toughen up,
daylight.
Davo. Toughen up.
Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast. Oh, podcast my podcast.
Hey guys, I had a bit of a situation the other day. I had to go to the shops. I wanted to make a broccoli mac and cheese sort of pasta dish for dinner.
Ooh, la-di-da.
Yeah, I know. Fancy boy. Health kick, sort of.
Yeah,
Not really.
4 cheeses.
Yeah.
It's like a deceiving health kick. You know, you've got the broccoli in there. It makes you feel good about yourself.
But I
really...
used a whole jar of cream and a whole bag of 4 cheese, grated melt.
Healthy for the wallet. You've obviously saved a bit of money by not eating out, but not necessarily for the arteries.
No. There was full cream milk in there as well.
Jeez.
Dairy cow.
Yeah. But I had to go to the shops to buy a few more ingredients to finish off to make this. So I had to get some broccoli, a bit of milk, cream, cheese, stuff like that. It would have ended up being I would have grabbed about 10 items maybe in total, but kind of annoying ones, like the cream, the milk, annoying to carry. And as I'm at the checkout, I've realised, for goodness sakes, I've left my bags in the car. Yeah. And I am not a man to fork out the extra 50 cents or whatever it is for a bag. I don't even know how much they cost because I won't do it. I've got that many at home. I refuse to buy more.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of arrogance as, the same front as how many bags can you take to your front door.
Yeah.
You know, when you choose to be like, I can carry everything, it's in the same sort of front that you're like, I don't even want a bag this time. I'm just going to carry it all.
Well, we're all one-trip people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I hate backtracking so much.
Awful.
Even if I get to the entrance of the supermarket and realise I don't have my bags on me, I'm not walking back to the car.
No.
I'm in for the haul now.
Because then you've got to have the awkward conversation with the person behind the counter and say, hey, do you mind holding all of my shopping while I go out to the car? I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they're babysitting your groceries.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So what I've done is I have sort of put all of my items into a big sort of mess of a circle.
Okay.
And I've got my jumper out like this and got as many in as I could, and then through my fingertips I'm holding the top of the milk bottle and the top of the cream, and I'm very precariously walking this now back to the car.
Surely you think that looks a little embarrassing, doing the shirt, cradling your products with a shirt.
I didn't realise
people are seeing people are seeing your muffin top underneath your cream and four packets of cheese.
There's no muffin top there, mate.
I don't know. You're having 4 cheeses in your meal and full cream.
Yeah, absolutely. I did the crunches right before. I had to earn it.
Yeah, they all rock hard, washboard abs there.
Yeah. I actually grated the cheese on my abs.
So what? So how many items do you reckon you had?
It would have been at least 8, but I'm saying 10.
Okay, right. And you didn't shell out a bag for that. You used your jumper and your hands.
Yeah, and then when I got to the car, I shoved it all in my passenger seat, drove home, and then decided, you know what, if I can do it from the supermarket to the car walk, I can do this to the back door.
You've made a game out of it.
And I decided not to get the bag out of my boot because that seemed like extra effort, and so did the same thing to then walk inside. But what I want to know is I want to open up the text line here, 0428 927 927. I'm sure there's other people listening right now. It's like, yeah, I'm not shilling out for a bag.
And I think part of it is the paper versus plastic, because the paper bags aren't as convenient to have around the house.
No.
Whereas the plastic bags were easily reused, I guess.
Yeah, you'd use them. If you're going to mate's house for some prees or some drinks, you can load them up in one of those plastic bags.
Hey, you can put your keys and wallet in there and really look stylish.
Go for a sleepover, you chuck it in there. But I want to know on the text line 0428 927 927, how many items are you taking before you shill out for a bag?
Yeah, I'll always do the bag, to be fair. I don't want to have to, the risk of dropping things and all that.
The muffin top.
Yeah, exactly. And the convenience though. The convenience you're saying of you can reuse the bag, you can do it elsewhere. I do that. Upstairs here at Fresh there are big fat windows that look down to where you walk out and exit Fresh. And someone messaged me and they're like, "What happened to your duffel bag? Why are you carrying everything in a plastic bag?" Because I was just going around the city with my laptop in it, and it was just sitting there at home, and I was like, I couldn't find my other bag, so It is convenient. It is convenient to grab a bag from the shops, carry your stuff, and then reuse it. I always do it.
Right. Well, I want to know on the text line 0428 927 927, how many items are you carrying back to the car before you decide I have to buy a bag? We do have a double pass to watch the 36ers take on Tasmania this Saturday, the 11th of November at 6:30 p.m. You can get your tickets. They're on sale now. But if you're interested in that double pass for the 36ers to take on Tasmania, text in 0428 927 927. How many items are you taking back to the car before you get a bag?
I'd say about 6. I'd say about 6 items before it's annoying, and then you put it in a bag. What about you, Davo?
I reckon 6 is on the money.
6 is good.
I'm going 6.
Right, I reckon 12 items or less. If you can get in the express lane, then I think you can carry that without a bag.
Why your car's close to the shop so you can do a sprint with your holding it in your shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
You've just got a watermelon in the back of your hoodie, just draping down your spine, dragging you down, but the force on the front is pulling you up.
Hey, plenty of people getting involved on the text line right now. First-time texter has texted in saying, I completely agree with what you did, not paying for a bag or backtracking.
Yeah, the backtracking is a big part of it.
Amen to that.
What about this one? I've mentioned to Woolies staff that they should have a buy-back scheme with those paper bags, as I've got about 50 odd from stopping in and grabbing a few things and not having a bag with me. That's
True.
the problem.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is like, yes, the paper bags are much better for the environment, but at least the plastic ones, I reckon I got heaps of use out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, keys, wallet, phone.
Drinks, clothes.
Someone's got a similar mentality with the carrying. They said, I will hold as much as possible with no shame in my pockets, my top folded up. Anywhere I can fit groceries on me, I will. Then I'll struggle to the car. The trouble is opening my car door when you have your hands and arms full without letting anything fall. That's a new ball game.
Yeah, I'm on the exact same page. What I'll do, quick little tip, if your car's low enough, just sort of like slam everything onto the
top.
roof and then just like hold it in so nothing falls off, and then get your keys and open up the car.
That's where the market for convertibles is. People who struggle with their shopping and they just want to be able to throw everything over into the car.
Delicate items, what's that?
But also that person, much like you, has made a bit of a game out of it. I know, because you would have got off on loving that it was a challenge for you, and when you got to the end, you were like, tick, tick, tick.
I saw people looking at me and I'd look back and like wink.
Winked.
Yeah.
I knew.
Another text here. This comes in from Ali, and she's saying a bottle of water and a bottle of wine in one arm is max. Phone is in the other hand, otherwise bag all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Someone says, I have one smushed up bag I keep in my glove box for emergencies. It's definitely seen some things. What has it seen?
Those crusty old bags that are sitting there.
This text here is amazing. Bags are free in the self-serve aisle. Take as many as you need.
Problem solved. No. We don't encourage stealing.
Absolutely not. Don't do that. They're not free.
And of course, someone else said, just bring a trolley to the car.
Well,
hey,
yeah,
simple and easy solutions, aren't they?
Well, we're not going to do the obvious, are we?
Not as fun.
First you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
Davo, Tom and Callum here. Tom is out of the studio on a bathroom break, I believe. I don't know exactly what he's doing, something gross, but it's just us two, Davo.
It certainly is. And I need to have a chat to you about an article I saw on the Advertiser yesterday. Now, I was browsing through, looking at the top tier journalism as always, and I saw an article that popped up that said, does Wang even want to stay in Adelaide?
It's the question on everyone's tongue, though, isn't it? I mean, Wang and Fernie have been here. I feel like I would have been a kid when they came about.
Easily 10 years.
I feel like, I could be wrong, but around 2008 or so, around the Olympics time, they came to Adelaide.
Yeah, they certainly did. Well, the Advertiser, funnily enough, actually got an exclusive with Wang to find out the answers to these questions that we've been burning to know, like what's going on. You guys could be kicked out of the country soon. How are you feeling? And I thought, if the Advertiser can get an exclusive with Wang, then of course Fresh 92.7 can.
Well, surely we can as well. I mean,
Yeah.
all it takes is just to get in that enclosure, really get a sneak peek and see what's actually happening behind closed doors with those pandas who have caused a lot of disappointment over the years.
They certainly have. Well, let's welcome Wang to the show.
We've got an exclusive interview with Wang from Wang and Funi, the dynamic duo. Wang, are you there?
Hey, guys, call me at breakfast time. What's going on?
Well, Wang, we saw that you got an interview with the advertiser yesterday. We know that you're a bit of an EDM head, so we wanted to get you on to Fresh 92.7 to go through some of the questions the advertiser asked you.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to say Fresh 92.7 is the official Panda station. We're all actually secret rave heads. The zoo doesn't want you to know that. So that's why we always pretend to sleep when you come see us.
Wow, so you're saying it's a big panda conspiracy that, pandas aren't as docile as we once thought. You're all raving in the back corners there from plain sight.
Exactly right. We're night owls, but we're pandas.
Yeah. All right. Well, Wang, I want to ask you, first of all, the advertiser did ask you, do you agree with your boink ban?
Look. Do you ever stop and think about us and our feelings? Like, what if we don't want kids or can't have kids? Or what if we aren't even attracted to each other? Have you thought about if I don't like the way Fooney looks when we're raving at 3 a.m. every night? Do you ever stop and think about that? What if we're saving for a house?
I wouldn't slag off Fooney like that. You don't find her that attractive?
Listen, mate. If you find her attractive, you can have her. Plus, you know what? Fooney finds it hard to relax and get in the mood because she says she always feels like she's being watched or something weird like that. Plus, I know we look gorgeous to you guys. Like, humans think we're so beautiful. But trust me, for a panda, Fooney's not that hot. Callum, you can have her. I can pull way hotter pandas than her. I have pulled way hotter pandas than her. You should have seen me back in my last enclosure. Oh, my God. The pandas I got in there.
Wait, Callum, is Wang a bit of a dick?
I think he's a bit of a joke, yeah. I mean...
No, you just don't know. This is panda culture, baby.
I mean, is it very frustrating for you to hear people go by your enclosure and talk about the likes of, picking up girls down in the city and going to nice bars and stuff when you have to be stuck in that enclosure with Fooney?
Oh, Fooney's basically like a grandma. She barely raves anymore.
Well, how do you feel about your lease expiring, Wang? You could be getting kicked out of Adelaide.
Oh, look, it's not great. If I'm honest, Fooney's gynecologist told us if we want to conceive, it's important for her to relax and try to reduce the number of stresses in both of our lives. I mean, between the lease being up and Fooney's cervical ultrasound seemingly being more watched than the Queen's funeral, it really hasn't been the most calming place to be. So, you know what? Adelaide's been great, but maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time for us to do a Harry and Meghan and step out of the public spotlight for a while.
This panda is sexually frustrated, I'll tell you that. You're penting up a lot of anger behind there, Wang.
Well, Wang, also...
I'm sick of it.
Wang, do you think people care more about the SA lobsters, wine, or pandas? Where do you rank?
Can you repeat the question, please?
That's code for I'm not answering that.
Do you think people care more about SA's lobsters, wine, or pandas?
Lobsters? Let's face it, sex sells, baby. When was the last time you read an article about how the lobsters weren't getting it on? Shrimp weren't shagging. Prawns weren't preggers. Same goes for wine. This defence rests. Lobsters, I'm a panda. Do you know how much people love pandas? Oh, come on.
Sounds like you need to switch breeds.
Now, Wang, have you...
Listen,
Wang, have you been...
I'm late for a rave. How much longer is this going to take?
I just wanted to know if you've been affected by the Optus outage.
Oh, yeah, no, it's been terrible, actually. Thanks for... Yeah, I'm actually on Fooney's phone right now. She's just Telstra. Bloody Telstra. Customer service isn't great, but... At least they've got service.
Well, hey, at least if you stay with Fooney, she's got a good phone reception. She's reliable in that sense.
Listen, mate, you take her off my hands, please.
Maybe I will.
Get out of here.
Thanks for your
time. All right, guys, sorry, my time's up.
Right.
I've got to get to this rave.
Catch
I'm really
you,
late.
Wang.
See you, mate.
See ya.
Now, if you thought that was ridiculous, Fresh Fam, that is word for word exactly what the advertiser wrote on their newspaper yesterday.
Didn't want to say it at the start, but literally, that's what that there was not much ad-libbing to that.
Insane.
Oh, Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. Oh, Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
I'll have what she's having.
It's time to face your fears. 12 irrational phobias, but only one can be the scariest. Tournament of Terror on Fresh 92.7.
Yes, it is the scariest tournament in Adelaide. It's our tournament of terror. Your time to vote on the scariest fears as we do a knockout-style table to find Adelaide's biggest fear. And today, what are the fears?
So the fears today are for round 8, clowns versus the ocean.
Clowns versus the ocean. They're both pretty big fears of mine, to be honest, but I'm going to go ahead and say the ocean for me.
Yeah, okay, right. I'd say, like I told you last time, my dad brought me up telling me that all clowns in the 1950s were dirty old men. So that's...
It would really stick in your head, wouldn't it? He really did a number on you for the clowns.
Oh, but you know what? The ocean, when those waves get big and they start dunking you, it's pretty scary. I'm going to say the ocean.
Yeah, and God forbid you're on a cruise ship where they have, carnival entertainment. That'd be the worst combination, wouldn't it?
Yeah, when you said before an idea of a clown in the ocean, I thought, forget about that.
Imagine like a clown just sort of like popping its head up from underwater. That would be spooky.
Spooky.
God forbid you've seen the movie Finding Nemo, because that'd be a horror movie to you. All the clownfish in there. Pretty damn scary.
Hey, to get involved, it's 0428 927 927 is the number. And let us know what you think is scarier, clowns or the ocean. We're getting a couple texts come through. Obviously, there are 10 million people without service still, so we're not relying on everyone here. But we have got a couple texts coming through. We've got someone saying, dude, sharks live in the ocean. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
But
sharks are pretty scary.
Thing is, though, the sharks is like one of the lesser scary things in the ocean, I feel, as
Giant
opposed
squid?
to, the potential that the Kraken is still out there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm still hunting it.
It could still be out there, or Nessie. There's a lot of mysterious things that haven't resurfaced in a while. The mystery of the ocean is what's quite scary and how deep and unexplored it is.
We did get another text in saying both have nothing on E.T., the extraterrestrial. That is truly horrifying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon. Not one of the fears on our Tournament of Terror, but maybe next year if we bring it back.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.